Happy Monday and welcome to High Five. I hope and trust everyone had a wonderful weekend. I did, and I don't have time to go into it. I'll go into it at another time because we only got 5 minutes. So we're gonna get right to it. I'm gonna pick up right where I left off because I kind of had to stop in the middle. I was reading Philippians chapter. Where was I? Philippians chapter 3, verses. What verses were those? 8 to 10. I read, yeah, verses 8 to 10. I read that in the King James version, and I want to read it again in the Amplified Bible because the Amplified makes it so much more clear what Paul was saying. He says, "The more than that, I count everything as loss compared to the priceless privilege and supreme advantage of knowing Jesus Christ, my Lord." And then in brackets they say, "Of growing more deeply and thoroughly acquainted with Him, a joy unequaled." This is what Paul was expressing about knowing him, that I may know him. Verse 10 says, experientially, this is what I said, becoming more thoroughly acquainted with him, understanding the remarkable wonders of his person more completely, and in the same way, experience him. God wants us to experience him. And I say this every Sunday when I come, and every Sunday evening, that I hope that you didn't just have good church today, but I hope that you experience God, because we should be experiencing him on a daily basis, but all the more when we come together for corporate worship. We should come together to experience him. I preached about not yesterday, but last Sunday I preached about the glory of God, the weightiness of his presence, the Shekinah, the brilliance of his manifested presence, and all of that. That should not be an anomaly in our meetings when we come together. That should be our goal every time that we come together, that we want the Shekinah. We want the manifested presence of God. We want to experience him, because and that comes with knowing him. This is why many of us lose the excitement about being saved, and we're looking for so many other things to fill us up and fulfill us, when he is our fulfillment. He should be, Moses said it, I think Moses said, "You are my exceeding great reward. From generation to generation, you are my dwelling place." That's what he should be to us. That's what he should be to us. We should be so enamored and in love with him because of the experience that we have, not just with him, but of him. We experience God. Paul said that this is my goal. He said, I want to know him in the same way, and experience him, the power of his resurrection, which overflows and is active in believers. Oh, is it? I'm going to read that again. The power of his resurrection power, he said, which overflows and is active in believers. Is it? It should be. It could be. But do we believe it? Do we want it? Are we going after it? And that I might share in the fellowship of his suffering. This is the thing. We don't want to do that. Being continually conformed inwardly into his likeness, even to his death, dying as he did. And here's the thing, not dying on the cross. None of us have to do that. That was redemptive work, and Christ alone did that for us. He's the only one that could do it, and the only one that needs to do that. But dying as he did, as Galatians, and I don't know what verse it is, but it says, as Christ suffered in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise. How did he suffer? He was never sick. Okay, let's get that off the table. He was never sick. Okay, but he did suffer persecution, and he did suffer ridicule. He did suffer being an outcast among the very ones that he came to help and minister to. He did suffer being betrayed by the ones that he loved. And actually, I'm talking about Judas, but they all fled and left him. All of them. Peter wasn't the only one who denied him. Peter denied him outwardly and verbally. They all left him. They all left him, even John initially. And then John was the only disciple that was there at the cross with him. Just think about that. We get so emotional. I get so emotional. We get so emotional because somebody hurt our feelings, somebody betrayed us, somebody lied on us. Just think about what Jesus did, how he suffered. They all left him. Only John, out of 12, and then the 11 that were left, only John was there with him as he was suffering and dying for them. None of us went through that. But how did he go through that? Because he had already died before he died. And what do I mean by that? He had already died to the flesh. He had died to his self. He had died to his emotions and died to his thoughts and his will and his way. He did that in the garden. And he actually did that long before the garden, but he did that final dying in the garden when he said, Father, if there's any other way, let this cup pass from me. But when he came to that, nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done. That's the dying that we have to do. That being conformable to his death. If we want to see the power, we got to fellowship in the suffering, and we got to be made conformed to his death inwardly, dying to ourselves, our will, our way. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. I have to go. My time is up. I'll be back tomorrow. I know I'm leaving y'all hanging, but this is good to me. I don't know if it's good to you, but I'll be back tomorrow. That's the good news for another hot